Casual modes could be the end of Warzone, or they could save it. Today, we're diving deep to discuss how the future of Warzone could go down a dark path. As we dive in, I kind of wanted to explain the idea of this video because this isn't something I normally do. To be quite honest, I know that a lot of people hate whenever good players play casuals, but I think this is kind of a thought experiment, to say the least. Also, I just ran up the stairs to get to my computer because my game was booting, so I'm sorry if I'm like out of breath. But as we dive in, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play 2 games. One of which is gonna be casual solos, one of which is gonna be solos. And I want you to figure out which is which. I wanna see how many people get it right, and I want you to take a guess before I tell you near the end of the video. I also need to figure out if I'm gonna figure out how to breathe. Whew, hold on, oh God. Your boy is out of shape. Good Lord have mercy. I gotta get back in the gym. So I'm obviously in downtown. We're gonna be chilling here, and we're gonna kind of run through this. But really, the reason why is because I wanted to put a focus on the way that Warzone plays, like in general. I think a lot of people don't realize that casual solos and solos are so different. I think there's a bit of confusion on whether or not like casuals is actually bad for Warzone, and I want to run through pretty much all of that, okay? Because casuals has the opportunity, in my personal opinion, to build Warzone into something it's never been. And that could be positive, or if they do it incorrectly, that could be massively negative. 16352, 16352, 16352, 16352, 16352, got it, cool. Let's go get our specialist here. So a couple of things to take note. One, we know that casuals actually is way bigger than solos. Casual solos, you know, like people play it at 3 times the rate as they did regular solos. And that kind of makes Activision look at it a little bit differently than they should, okay? Because they went into solos, from what I can tell, with a confirmation bias, okay? They expected a certain thing to happen, and the information they were provided with from the experiment of having just casuals led them to believe a very specific thing. So because of that, we're in the situation where there's a chance that they get rid of solos forever. And if that ends up being the case, then Warzone's kind of gonna be in a weird spot. If you don't understand, solos is not like duos or trios or quads. It is probably one of the hardest modes to play. And the reason why is because it's all you. You have to do everything. All right, there's no opportunity for anyone else to help you. You hop in, you fight everybody on your own. And duos doesn't exist like that. So when you hop in and you're fighting bots and duos, it's a little bit different because most of the time you're gonna be camped up, you know, trying to gilly out, right? You're not gonna do this and just hide in a bush in duos. But in solos, there's often times where you have to be a little bit sneakier. In solos, there's often times where you're the one running around popping the UAVs, and it's all up to you to figure it out. And solos is the mode that is pure. In my opinion, I think solos is what a true battle royale is. When you hop into quads, when you hop into duos, when you hop into trios, it's not the same. And I don't really know how to explain it, but that feeling that you get from playing solos is so very different from duos, trios, and quads. In fact, I would say solos and duos are the closest you can get to a true battle royale feeling, while trios and quads is more about just playing with your friends. And that's why I think those modes are actually perfect. Holy shit. That's why I think those modes are actually perfect for something like casual. And don't get me wrong, I think solo casual has its place. I think it's a great opportunity for people to hop in, get their camos done, you know, to take things easy, learn how to play the game. But there's only so far you can go with it. And in my opinion, it comes down to the fact that bots do not play like real players. And you may figure out somewhere along the way, but I will not tell you until we go through both matches, which is which. But the bots just don't work the same. Bots will constantly disappear and reappear around the map. They will literally just all of a sudden be gone whenever you're trying to get over to them. So what can end up happening is that you'll pop a UAV, you'll go toward that area, and then all of a sudden the bot's no longer there. And there's just so many different things that they don't do like humans, because you cannot be a ghillie in casuals. And for the record, I'm not going to attempt it because that would immediately give it away. But if you tried to hop in and be a ghillie, because bots don't see like regular humans, it doesn't work well, to say the least. Basically, if you try and ghillie, a bot basically knows your location based on code. It doesn't have eyes. It doesn't see like regular players. So if I say, like, go and hide in a bush, right? I can hide in a bush here. And because of the character skin that I have on, people often won't be able to see me. But if I hop in and there's bots, they just know my location based on how the server sees me. And that's what makes it so very clearly different than solos, is that you can't perform at the same capacity that you would in a regular match. And that's the one thing that I think kind of makes it not as fun, in my opinion. I think every other mode is fine because when you're hopping in with your friends, you really, you know, you're playing for that end game. That's what you're playing for. But solos, I feel like, is all about that journey. And what I'm worried about is that Call of Duty with Season 5 is going to see this as something that doesn't matter. I don't think the people that play Call of Duty Warzone actually understand what the game's about. And that's why so many different times it's lost its identity, because they screw it up because they don't truly know what makes the game great. And solo specifically, whether or not a ton of people play it, it is the journey mode. And as a content creator, I think it's the most fun to watch, right? I do a lot of solos for my main channel. I don't do it for my second channel. My second channel is all about weapons, right? So when I hop in and play on my second channel, I am more focused on like, all right, let's get more eliminations. Let's try and find people. Let's get as many kills as I possibly can. And let's showcase how this weapon does. But when I'm playing like solos, it's more about like, all right, let's learn how this works every single time. Let's talk about this subject. Let's go into solos and let's work our way toward a goal. And it's one of those things where if you don't understand the mode, you're never going to get why taking away solos is terrible for Warzone, and why whenever it was gone, it makes the game worse. When you take out solos, overall Warzone, in my opinion, becomes a worse game, even if they leave in casual solos. Because then, I mean, one, you're getting rid of your free advertisement from content creators, which, you know, to each their own. I understand people don't really like content creators, this, that, or the other thing. But when you're getting rid of the opportunity for stories to be built in that way, you lose the life that Warzone has. So with that in mind, you know, that's kind of my opinion. And my nervousness is that they're going to just go with the numbers because they have confirmation bias from what they've done. So as it stands now, in my opinion, I see casual solos as the mode that you're going to hop into to get your camos done. So that's going to give the mode immediately more and more people in it, right? A ton of people are hopping in just to do their camos. This is very well known that people are hopping in to do camos. Also, the speed at which you hop into a match is 10 times faster. And this is a big point that they put out there, is that, oh, matchmaking was more stable. You hop into games faster. Like, everybody has a better connection, stuff like that. I'm like, all right, yes, but you also are only putting a few people into a match with like a crap load of bots. So does it really make sense to say that whenever realistically you don't actually have to find people to put into a lobby? For example, I mean, I'll show you in between videos, the speed at which I hop into a game in regular solos and the speed at which I hop into a game in casuals. It's actually laughable how different it is whenever they're not looking for players. Not to mention, skill-based matchmaking actually doesn't work the same. The skill part of the matchmaking system does not work the same whenever you're playing casuals. It's much more loosened, which is interesting because here is what I think could keep solos alive.
Enemy UAV overhead.
If they were to take the opportunity to look at what casuals is actually doing for the community, see why people are choosing this mode so often over regular solos, they'd probably see that it's mostly just to like rank stuff up. You know, I'm not saying a lot of people don't hop in and just enjoy casual solos, but it doesn't work the same as the other casual modes. It doesn't work the same as solos. It's a completely separate mode that really makes no sense at the end of the day. Aside from like the two things that it's good for, right? Like as a BR, it makes no sense. So what they could do is they give the opportunity for people to hop into casuals. And when people hop into casuals, that lets them know that most of the players that are going to be a little bit worse are going to choose casuals. And so they can loosen the matchmaking, which is kind of the hardest thing for them because I don't, this is what they are going to refuse to do. And this is what's going to kill solos. If take for example, if all players that are bad or beginners take the opportunity to hop into casuals, what they can do is they know the number of players that are in here. They know the skill brackets that are in here because they have all this information. So they can loosen the matchmaking parameters for regular solos, making it faster for players to get into a match so that people aren't trying to quit because of how long it takes to get into a match. And that would save the mode entirely because that means skill-based matchmaking isn't as bad. You can hop into there and everybody gets to have fun, but we're not worried about making players quit because they have to fight good players because casuals exists. That's the whole point of casuals. So if they utilized that and they changed up that matchmaking, it would be insane for what it would do for this game because there's so many, I just cracked that guy. There's so many players that don't understand the matchmaking system. There's so many players that don't want to fight good players in general. In fact, on this video, people are going to be mad that at some point I hopped into casual, even though casual is made for every player. It's so if you want to hop in and just play and not think, that's absolutely fine. You know, if you want to do that, that's okay. It's not just for bad players. Streamers aren't ruining the mode. There's 28 real players in a match of 150 players. That means 4 out of the 5 people you're going to run into at any point in time are going to be not real. So anytime somebody's like, you're ruining the mode by hopping in there and playing. Am I though? Am I? At max, I'm going to run into 28 real players. And the likelihood of me actually running into all 28 of those instead of the bad players fighting each other and killing each other is so outrageously slim.
Enemy movement. Enemy.
Woo! My boy's slamming my ass. Hostile soldier, what a demon. Lord have mercy. But it never makes sense to me because it's like, you're probably just dying to bad players anyway. Nine times out of 10, you're just dying in general and you're upset. If you watch the game out, like you just died to a player at the same exact skill level as you, playing the exact same way as you. Like, sure, there's going to be some people that are really good at the game and they play casually and they're at a higher skill level. Like, that's just how it works. But at the end of the day, there's no reason to come through and be upset that someone's in there. But the problem is right now there's so few players playing in solos that it makes it hard for anyone to want to hop into solos because of the way that the matchmaking has forced people to wait 10 freaking minutes to get a match. So at the end of the day, like I said, the big thing that I'd like to see is that they take the opportunity to learn from what is happening with solo casuals, and they add in casuals for each mode. So we're gonna have this is crazy, 16 playlists. We've got solos, duos, trios, quads, solos, duos, trios, quads, resurgence, and then solos, duos, trios, quads, casual, and solos, duos, trio, quads, casual, resurgence. And then they loosen the matchmaking system so that it gives the opportunity to people hop into matches on those. And then every opportunity is there, no matter what. And because the matchmaking is loosened, it doesn't take long to get into a match. You're just hopping in. They don't have to worry about matching skill level or anything like that. You're just playing. It's based on ping. Then everybody gets good servers all the time. It would just fix so many issues. And for the people that are in Australia really like suffering and being unable to hop into regular matches and are physically forced to play these modes, they would then also be able to get into matches. And it would be way, way better. I just think, in my personal opinion, there's a big opportunity to where casual mode could actually bring more eyes to the game. And then people go from casual mode to playing regular mode, and they get in that melting pot of real players, and it ends up being kind of like gateway modes that get you into playing Battle Royale. And it's something that no other game has really done. You know, Fortnite just added bots into the regular mode, and I think realistically that's where we're headed. I think that they're going to change the ratio of bots to players. They're going to put bots in every regular mode, and they're not going to tell anyone how many bots are going to be in each mode. Like, that's the reality of it. And that's sad. It really is, because it's just taking the life out of a game that we've come to love because of the way that it was built originally, you versus 150 players, where no other battle royale was you versus 150 players in a first-person shooter.
Not.
You know?
Requesting recon flyover.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
Switching back.
So ideally, you know, they kind of listen. Ideally, when I hop into the future meetings with, you know, the COD developers that we have, I'm going to mention stuff like this, but there's only so far that I can go as a creator, because realistically, not talking shit, but every single time these meetings happen, when you talk about something more serious, they just say they're going to put a pin in it. And they just expect you to have a conversation about like the good stuff that's coming. And it sucks. And I don't know if that's like them doing it on purpose, but that is realistically what ends up happening.
You're losing ground. Move.
Damn, that guy's quick. Let's go ahead and grab some UAVs here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get it in advance. Pop,
Requesting recon at my
pop,
location.
pop. Grab one more, and we're gone. So we got quite a few players moving over here. Let's let's work our way this direction. I think there's just been a lot of misconceptions about casuals, and I think that over time we're gonna slowly change how things work here. And we're going to see improvements with the mode. Like, I also think that regular players are going to slowly get bot fatigue in the current fashion that we have. My explanation for that is that I've actually seen quite a few players say, hey, I just want to fight like real players and stuff like that. But I also want the opportunity for my lobbies to not be super sweaty, which I highly doubt is going to happen without changing the matchmaking system. So that's kind of the issue that we're running into right now, is that the players that are getting tired of it, they go into regular matches, they get slammed immediately by someone like me, because the matchmaking system is not built the way that people think that it is. They think that, oh, it's all based on skill, but it's not. It's based on engagement. So if you leave a mode where you're slamming people, they think that you want to go and get slammed. So they just don't care.
Enemy airstrike.
They don't care to put you in a lobby against players that are good, because you've been popping off. It's all based on engagement. I mean, they take into account input and stuff like that. I don't know. We've been seeing some weird stuff lately.
Safe zone located.
And this isn't necessarily meant to be a bad video by any means. This is kind of just me talking because there's just so many hidden truths about this game that I wish people can understand. And there's so many people that truly do not understand the difference between these modes. And I'm not saying people aren't going to immediately be able to figure out that this game is casuals and this game is a regular lobby. Like, I think it's going to be pretty apparent as time goes on throughout this video. But it doesn't change that there are people that hop in and they're not going to be able to. But most of those people, frankly, probably aren't going to be watching this video because they don't watch YouTube. Like, that's the reality of it. But either way, let's go ahead and lock in for this this end-game scenario. Because we got about 10 players left. Getting pretty close to some weird situations here. You see how that guy's just sitting there?
Thanks for the work. UAV overflight.
Is that weird? This is weird, right? That guy was just chilling around a corner. What a man, dude. What a freaking guy, dude. We've got a couple of guys up here. Oh, another one on the right somewhere. 4 players remain. I'm trying to just tag. Wait, what? Is that his body? That's his body.
Stay alert.
That guy died as well?
Cancel last.
Interesting. 2 more players. We're just kind of wiggling around because I don't know where anyone is. Should have held a UAV or something.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Oh, okay, understood.
I'm getting stitched up.
I still don't see this guy. I mean, I saw the glint for like a split second, but where did this dude go? I bet we got another guy up here. But we are going to hop into one more game. So, rest assured, you're going to want to see that. And then I'll show you, or maybe I have already, I don't know. I'll show you the time that it takes to get into each, because it's kind of goofy, especially for me. I'm a 6 elimination death player, and because skill is such a factor, it takes forever to get into a match.
Incoming!
You're so...
Reloading.
I'm so what? Cute? You so freaking special when you smile. Hit it front up, back just for a while. And don't worry, videos like this are not going to be common. I just, every once in a while, I feel like the conversation about casuals needs to be moved forward just a little bit, you know? Just a little bit, not too much. We just want to make sure that the conversation's still being talked about, because they definitely keep that in mind for the future, you know? Like, if people stop talking about casuals, like, how is it going to affect us in the future? But either way, let's go ahead and dive into that second game. So diving into this one, we're going to be playing it the exact same way, if at all possible, and that means diving straight in to downtown. So we're going to be landing in, trying to do the little Easter egg. So I'm going to land right through this window. We've got a key card right here. I'm going to take this up real quick. Sounds like a couple of guys. That's going to be 1 floor down. That's unfortunate. We're just gonna go in. We're gonna keep doing our regular thing is kind of the point here. I'm trying to, it won't let me pick up that pool ball. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm gonna work my way up to the top. What the what? That guy scared the heck out of me, man. That was freaky.
Swapping magazine.
So I just need to get 2 more and we should be big chillin'. Got a helicopter above us here. Just gonna rotate around. There's a guy right above me. I'm gonna just go ahead and slide off this side right here. Maybe you got the pool ball in this corner. Nice. Easy peasy. Jump up. Wrap through. 71436.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
71436. There we go. Close that, and we are gonna open this. We're not doing too bad. I feel like we're kind of playing right on point to how we were last round. Let's pop this right here. Pop this on the wall. And grab this.
Be advised, an enemy squad is tracking your location.
Nice. All right, so we got our loadout. We're gonna be playing pretty much the exact same way. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate out of downtown just because I really don't love this area. But we do have a hand cannon just in case. I'll grab this. We'll go grab some UAVs, get to moving, get to grooving. And personally, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty obvious which one is or which one isn't casuals. I mean, I'm not going to say anything very clearly, but I think it's going to be pretty obvious at times. And there's not really much I can do about that. I mean, it's just the two are very different in my personal opinion. But we've got something going on over here. Again, I want to put an emphasis on the way that solos and solo casuals are so very different, you know? We're gonna have people that you know, see us differently than bots see us in one mode, and we're gonna have bots that see us differently than people see us in the other mode, right?
Here's the bounty contract.
You're gonna be able to do more in one mode. You're not gonna be able to do as much in the other mode. Like, it's just,
Enemies are dropping into the area.
it just doesn't work the same way is kind of my big thing here.
Switching bags.
Let's pop this UAV.
Beacon at my location.
Got a bounty contract right here. We'll go ahead and grab that. What I would like to say is, if at all possible, I'd love to know your opinion on casual versus regular mode. How would you feel if solos disappeared? Like, genuinely, how would you feel if the solos mode disappeared? Is this something that you play often? Would it make a difference for you for when you go to hop on the game? Are you going to be completely unaffected by it? Or is it gonna, like, literally change the way you do or don't play the game? You know? I also would love to know if you guys wouldn't mind timing the amount of time that it takes for you to get in a regular match versus a casual match. I think it does change depending on whether or not you have a high KD or a low KD. And for me, having a 6 KD, it obviously takes a very long time to get into a regular match. And that is a big downside right now for a lot of players. But if it's not really affecting the players with lower KDs, then, you know, neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and take this staircase up. That was the guy that we had on bounty, and it looks like we've got nobody else. Got about $40,000 here. And a dream. Saw somebody on the radar right here. Done. Saw another guy probably sitting like that window or something. I know there was someone over here because I saw it, but I'm not quite sure where.
Forget that.
Also, I do want to let y'all know over on twitch.tv slash Expel, twitch.tv slash Expel, we are going to be doing a community custom games tomorrow, Saturday, the 19th at 5 p.m. CST to 9 p.m. CST. So, if you've ever... That's crazy. that is wild. I got an idea. Hold on.
Changing back.
Nice. Nice. Got another car down below us here. Probably going to come up the inside, to be quite honest. Luckily, we have, what is it called? We have specialists, so it'll show up for us one way or the other. And if somebody looks at us, we'll have a specialist so that, you know, we know that somebody's looking. But we won't know where because high alert doesn't tell us. Or awareness. I don't even know what the perk's called now, to be quite honest, but it is what it is. I would like to work my way over to the... Oh, hi, buddy. What are you doing? Oh, guess who's better? We'll be seeing you, feller. Bingo boingo. I got $47,000. It feels like quite a bit of cash to just be holding on to be honest.
Bounty targets identified. Weapons free.
I'll go grab some UAVs here.
I'm reloading.
I do want to remind you, during all of my content, I figure I should have said this in the first game, but during all of my content, I do not use anything like a VPN or two-boxing. One, you can't even do that in solos, just so you know. I had somebody comment the other day while I was in solos saying that they couldn't believe I was two-boxing. I was like, that's crazy. That is a wild thing to assume. We got two guys right here. We will go for those. Just got to get some position in here so that we can fly off.
Got enemies around. Eyes up. This sector's hot. Moving. Enemy movement.
All right.
You're losing ground. Moving.
Marking and moving here.
This guy just keeps on running, bud. Timmy 2 Can. What a name. What an interesting name. Can Timmy 2, honestly? I think that's the guy that I shot at earlier, to be quite honest.
Well done.
Not sure I'm interested in it, so we're probably going to find ourselves a better position. You know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and reveal very clearly this is the real match. I don't know what else to say at this point because it's so outrageously clear that people aren't just waddling out in the middle of the open like a bunch of like homeless penguins. Like it is kind of crazy the difference between the two, and that's what makes this so pure. That's kind of my point, is that when I hop into casuals, it just does not feel the same. You cannot play it the same. It doesn't feel the same in the slightest. You don't get that same feeling. And while quads, you're hopping in, and the point is to spend time with your boys, with your squad. It's not the same for solos, you know? The point of solos is completely different. Now, the issue, like I said, is that solo casuals are going to be way easier to get your camos than quads casual. And the reason why is because you're not going to run into a 4-man squad at some point in time.
Mission timeline expired. UAV exiting the AO.
Requesting recon at my location.
What?
Enemy trophies offline.
There's still a guy on that roof. No. How is that not a kill for me?
Turning to tank.
Damn. That's crazy. Good for that guy, dude. I don't know. For me, there's just something so pure about this. I had this conversation with Burger the other day, is that a lot of people just don't understand why this feels so much better than casuals. And I don't think that Activision themselves are going to be able to put their finger on why it matters so much to keep this mode in the game. And I think that's going to be the death of solos. In my personal opinion, I think that's what's going to lead us to such a poor position is the lack of understanding about why this mode is such a necessity. It builds the story for everyone. It keeps people
Requesting recon flyover.
it keeps people playing whether they realize it or not, and people enjoy watching it, you know? Like, even if they're not playing Warzone, the mode that people like viewing the most is going to be solos in 99% of scenarios. And the reasoning for that is that it just builds the best story.
Priority tasking request received. UAV exiting AO.
Where is this guy?
UAV standing by.
Requesting recon at my location.
Oh, he's rotating. Okay.
Reloading.
Don't know how that's not a kill. Very interesting. Did he kill him? He had to have, right? I think he killed him. Yeah, he shot him out of the chopper. I got the first shot on, he got the second one. Also, like, as a good player, and even as bad players, like, I know someone with a 0.6 KD that casually drops 30 eliminations per casual match. And I don't know. After a certain amount of time, I think stuff like that, you lose the same feeling. Like, yes, you can run into a player that's outrageously good, but the likelihood of you running into that player that's outrageously good is few and far between, to be quite honest. Like, I know that people are like, oh, I fight demons in casuals. You fucking don't, buddy. I know it's gonna hurt somebody's feelings, and I know that people are gonna disagree, but I promise 9 times out of 10 you are not running into constant demons. You are likely running into a few a day if you're playing casuals a lot. The reality is you're just getting slammed because you suck and they suck a little bit less at that moment, you know? You're gonna die regardless. At the end of the day, you are going to die in Warzone no matter what. It doesn't matter whether it's a good player or a bad player that kills you. If anything, if a good player kills you, you can take the opportunity to spectate and learn from it. If a bad player kills you, spectate and learn that they're not a goddamn good player. Like, it's very confusing to me that we even end up in this situation where people believe such bullshit lies. And I know it's easy for me to see as someone that has been on the, all right, I'm a bad player, you know, how do I improve? And I'm a good player, how do I continue to improve? You know, like, I've been on both sides of that. So it's easy for me to see both. But I think that it's very difficult for a lot of people to see both because they don't know what it's like to be a good player. And it's a really tough thing to explain to people that don't know. And it's not like I mean, I'm never going to hold that information hostage or anything. That was a wild ass shot. He's wearing the same skin as me too, which is interesting. F that, dude. I don't even... Whoa. Who's looking?
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Reloading.
Solid work evading the enemy. You're clear for now.
Probably gonna die right here. Positionally, this made no sense. I don't know. If anybody at Activision watches this, I hope you hear my plea. I hope that you work with Demon Software or whatever the company is that does your
Switching mag.
Demon Tools. I don't know what it is. I think that's something for like ripping DVDs back in the day. But the company that does your matchmaking, I hope that you work with them to loosen things for solos, for whatever mode you're considering getting rid of, instead of just, I mean, lobotomizing the game. Because this is not like Fortnite. This is not a thing where people are so unlikely to realize what you've done to the mode. Like, these are grown-ass humans. These are grown-ass adults that, sure, not every one of them is smart, but it doesn't take away from the fact that they can't notice something's different, right? Like, they will be able to notice that you've done something different to the game mode, even if you just change it to where there's bots in every mode. But that's not going to save the game at the end of the day. Like, what's going to save the game is making a properly fun title that doesn't require bots if people want to have fun. Also, there was a gas mask on that guy's body. I'll take that. We're going to grab a UAV. We're going to pop the UAV. We're going to grab one more UAV.
Swapping magazine.
And it's just, I don't know, man. Like, if you just watch me play this and you get to experience the joy that is, you know, having these close calls. Like, you don't get those close calls really in casuals. Like, I have to actively think while I'm playing in solos, and it's all up to me. And that's what I love the most. Is like knowing that my back's against the wall, I take on one dude, like your mom did the other day. And if I beat them, I beat them. If I don't, I don't.
At my location. Come around.
Oh, this is tough.
UAV overflight terminated.
Changing mag. Yeah, I'm good now.
Whoa! See, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I get absolutely slammed in that situation, ironically, because there's two people.
I'm back. Let me plate up.
Holy shit. We're in this. Still here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still here. Did he kill the other guy? Oh, he did, and that guy had specialists. What?
Throwing smoke.
UAV available.
Requesting recon flyover.
Wild. We've got a gas mask. We've got a heartbeat sensor. Also, solos is the best mode to learn. I don't know if y'all know this. Solos, by far, is the best mode for players to learn so that they can get better. And it's not even close because you don't have to 1v2. And if you hop into casuals, there's not a lot you can learn past the absolute basics because bots don't perform the same way that real players do. So you're really never going to get better. And I don't know if it's a purposeful thing where Call of Duty is properly trying to lobotomize their audience, where they want to make sure that the skill level stays low because if they're dumber, then, you know, they'll spend more money, which, you know, fair. But I don't know if that's the actual goal or if it's just a happy side effect for them, you know? That's where I'm confused. Okay, this guy is clearly right there. That's tough.
Priority
Switching
tasking
back.
request received.
Hold on.
UAV exiting AO.
I don't understand.
Got gas moving in.
Oh, somebody was here. There's a guy right there. Oh. Go inside. There's a guy on there for sure. Or he was. I got specialist, so if I just keep moving, I won't show up. So what I think I'm gonna do... Oh my god, I didn't realize all of this was here. I don't know, this is kind of just a thought experiment. Obviously, it's very clear which one's casual, which one's not for most people. Wait a goddamn minute. Is that guy just not gonna chow for it anymore?
Relocated.
This is so weird.
Reloading.
I mean, look at how I have to play solos, right? If I was to chow out, I've got a ton of dudes sitting in buildings. But at the end of the game, in the last one, it was a bunch of bots out in the open, bro.
Top 5.
That guy's gonna chow. Bet. Or not. Ooh. Gotta be quicker than your enemy.
Reloading.
How many people? We got 4 players. Could drop a 20 in this if I play my cards right. Circle's gonna dictate whether or not I lose this game, to be quite honest.
Top 3. Don't let up now.
Top 3, that means 1 there, 1 over here. So it's just this guy and the guy over on the left. So we're just keeping that in mind for the end of this game. Lord have mercy. I am about to bust. You can see his little gun right there. You can literally see his little gun right there. Look. Oh, it could actually not be. That could be like a shadow cast in and then a... Oh, all right. Well. This is just swell. Chow it one more time.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone.
In the car.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Oh yeah, big boy. Is he gonna have to move? He is gonna have to move.
Gas is inbound.
Look around.
Good shots on his part.
Reloading.
Is that a reload? Oh, they're fighting. He's dead. And the other guy's right over here. Probably chowing edge right here. All he has to do is hit the shot, dude. Insane plays, truly. Oh, it's a bunker. Holy shit.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Reloading.
You're losing ground. Moving.
Honestly, man, great play. Hey, big dog. I just want to say GG's. You want the win?
No, let's fight it out. Why not? Fuck it. You're better player than me anyways.
Nah. I'm going to drop my shit, bro. Come out here.
No, fuck that. Let's fight then, or whatever.
Fist fight?
How do I drop this gun shit? Yeah, let's do that. I just don't know how to drop my fucking guns.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
All right,
1,
you ready?
2, 3, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, sure.
I tried to kill myself. It didn't work. Damn it.
Oh, come on.
Catch me if you can, big man. You gotta catch me, though. Them's the rules.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's played, and what's he gonna do? Oh. Ooh, good hit, good
Dude,
hit.
just...
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
Gotta be quicker than that, bro.
Dude, you're too fast for me. Fuck this.
Yeah, I got specialists, bro. I'm quick as hell. Boink. Boink.
Okay, I can see that. Fuck.
The definition of if he wanted to, he would, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you a streamer or something?
Yeah, this will be a video on YouTube.
Nice.
I don't stream, but just look up Expel after this.
Alright.
Boink.
Freaking Speedy Gonzalez, man.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I'm tired. It's just like physically like tired.
Gas is moving in. Safe zone
You're not gonna be the one to kill me, boy! I'm gonna do it myself, damn it! Hey, GG's, brother. Appreciate the games, man. Appreciate the games.
Finish your mission. Take them down.
Just kidding. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go get his ass. Hold on. You gotta trust.
Use my self-revive.
Or not.
We're bagging this shit! We're bagging! And I ain't gonna lose! I'm gonna win this! Oh, alright. How are you expected to do something like that in casuals, man? Like, this is the life. This is the life that I'm talking about. You can't breathe that intensity into a fist fight, into a casual match. It just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate the hell out of you. I would love to hear your thoughts in a comment down below. I'm not trying to say that casual doesn't have a place by any means. I think that casual actually could make this game so much better. It could improve the quality of life for so many people, but I also think that if they focus on that confirmation bias through the data that they're receiving, then they could also kill Warzone. It's literally, it could go both ways. And that's the scary part. But either way, we'll see probably with season 5 in about 2 weeks. So hope you guys have an incredible remainder of your day. Subscribe, go to twitch.tv/expel, and also get a goddamn controller over on expel.gg. Bye!